What is going on, everybody? And this is going to be my first impressions on Unravel, which just came out today. Now, before we get into that, I would just like to take a trip back through time. Let's go back to E3 2015, during the EA press conference. Now, out of all the games that EA showed off at their press conference, there's this one game that really stuck out among the rest. And that was this game right here. And I remember thinking to myself when I was watching the press conference and they were showing this game, I remember thinking, wow, this is really, really different from what I would expect EA to show off. Much less show off at one of the highest levels that you can show a game off. And, of course, the more I was watching the game, the more I was being intrigued by it. Of course, it was a platformer, which I grew up with old school 2D platformers, so I would definitely love to see this genre make a comeback on consoles. And the art style, the music, just everything was really gripping my attention. And then they eventually brought the developer out, and his name is Martin Shellin. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And when Martin started talking, you could tell the guy was nervous because he's probably never been on this grand stage before. And you could tell. And he was holding his Yarny doll, and he was talking about the game, and when he was talking about his game, you could just tell that he genuinely cared about his game. You could hear the passion flowing through his voice. And that said a lot to me. And I remember at the end of the presentation of Unravel, I said to myself, I'm buying this game day one. I would love to support a developer like this. A developer who genuinely freaking cares about their game. And so here we are, all these months later. Unravel has finally come out. And what do I think about the game? Well, so far, I am loving this game. As soon as you boot the game up, you are given a message. Basically, them showing their gratitude and thanking you for playing this game. How many games start like that? Think about it. How many games start out by thanking you for buying their game and playing it? You haven't even started it yet, and they're already thanking you. Not many developers do that. I mean, more should, but not many do. And then you start this game, and then you eventually take control of Yarny, and the music is just superb. The music is so relaxing, and I can't tell you how many times I literally just sit. I just put the game down, and I just listen to the music. It's just so relaxing, and it's so fitting within the game. And the graphics look amazing. They are incredibly detailed, from the little small things in the environment to the background to Yarny. Just everything is incredibly detailed. And then, of course, Yarny himself looks cute, as you would expect. Now, as for the gameplay is what you would expect. It's a 2D platformer with yarn physics. As silly as that sounds. Yes, yarn physics, because Yarny's made of yarn. And he unravels, hence the game title, while you're playing the game. And the goal is to get to the next yarn piece while going through the level. And you have to attach your yarn to all these different spots. And then you do all these different platforming things, like you swing, and then you trampoline off the yarn. It's just normally what you would expect within a platformer. But to me, it's just so refreshing nowadays to play a game like this that actually requires some challenge later on. Like, you actually have to think about some of these puzzles. You have to think about where you're going to put the yarn, how you're going to wrap everything around, how far you have to swing when you're swinging on the yarn. You got to move objects. There's just so much old school stuff in here that I love it. I absolutely love it. And there's literally no dialogue in this game. There's no speech. There's no voice acting. There's none of that. But the story still grips you. And at least for me it did. And I want to continue playing the game. I want to find out what's going to happen next. I want to know what happens once Yarny finds all these pieces. And the fact that the game can get me to want that and not say a single solitary word, that says a lot. Now, who knows what's going to happen later in the game? I'm on the second level as of this recording. So who knows? My opinion might change. I highly doubt it, but you never know. But as for whether you should get this or not, I will honestly tell you, if you are a fan of old school platformers, I definitely recommend this game. And not only that, developers like this need to be supported. With all these developers and publishers that are out there right now, nickel and diming us with a lot of these games that release broken and release with half the content. Games like this and developers like this need to be supported. Because the music's great, the graphics are great, the gameplay is great, there is nothing broken that I've seen yet. More games like this need to be supported, so I definitely recommend this game as of right now. If you have the money to get it, it is $20 on PSN, and I'm sure the same price is on Xbox and PC. If you have the money, I definitely recommend this game. But even if you can't get it right now, at least get it at some point in your life, because people like this need to be supported. So, alright, that's about it. Let me know what your thoughts are on this game if you are currently playing it. So, till next time, have a good one.